Hi everybody, this is Reese from Fiber Trails. This is a podcast where I'm going to talk about all things fiber related, knitting and crochet primarily. I thought I'd start off today with talking about some of my finished objects. I have a whole pile of them back here. I haven't finished anything in 2025 except for like one thing. So this lovely thing is my Anna Huolia Hevosen sweater, but I can't remember the name of the designer. I'll put that here. It's a beautiful colorwork sweater. This was my first colorwork sweater. I knit it out of Lopi. I can't remember what the gauge was on the top of my head. I knit this last year. It's just beautiful. I love it so much. It's a little big on me. I didn't actually knit a gauge watch, so that's on me. But it does fit a little big on me, as you can see. It's a little bigger, but the stitch definition turned out really, really good. I'm a big fan of woolly wools. That's like my favorite thing to knit with is woolly wools. I really like the feel of them as opposed to superwash wools, and I find that whenever I block these that they don't grow a whole lot. So just so you know. But this is one of my favorite pieces of all time. So there's that one. Then this is the Anna wrap. And again, I can't remember the name of the design. This was a kit that I bought from a local yarn store. This was made out of Louisa Harding. And it has mohair on the bottom and then the regular wool up here. You see the nice lace detailing up here. It's huge. It took me forever to knit. All the links for the patterns I'll put in the description below, if I remember. But yeah, this thing was beautiful. I think I knit this last year too. The thing is a self-drafted pattern using the Dream Knit pattern generator. If you pay just a little bit of money, you can generate your own patterns through this. And I knit this out of Noro Ito. I could not find a good use for this yarn. I tried and tried and tried to find a good pattern for this yarn, and I could not. So I ended up drafting my own pattern. So it's just a basic vest. It's a little bit cropped. It's beautiful. Mostly knit flat, and then I changed in the round down here at the bottom. Nice deep armholes. A little bit of ribbing on the sides. It's beautiful. I love it. I did do a lot of knitting last year. I mean, I'm doing a lot of knitting right now, but it's just, I have a lot of works in progress. This is another one of my prides and joy. This is my port jacket by Ozetta. This also I knit out of Lopi. It's beautiful. It fits me perfectly. I actually knit a gauge swatch this time. You should be so proud of me. This has a folded over collar and a double knit button band, as you can see. It has no buttons on it because I don't do buttons. I like an open front cardigan or jacket. I don't really do buttons. I don't mess with buttons. I'm very sensory about that kind of stuff. I just don't mess with buttons. Now the sleeves are a little big, as you can see. The drop shoulder is very deep on this, and that's one thing that I don't like about this pattern is the drop shoulder is extremely deep for my size. So I didn't end up knitting a whole lot on the sleeves, and the sleeves took forever. It took such a long time. But in the end, the sweater actually fits me very well. I cannot wait to wear this because I finished this either earlier this year or late last year. I think it was actually earlier this year, so I lied. I did finish something this year because I really wanted to get this off my needles. The folded over collar is a little wonky, but it's part of it being handmade. I don't really care. So, moving on. And then this is my last, well, no, not the second to last finished piece that I have for you. This is my halibut cardigan by Caitlin Hunter of Boiling Knitwear. Can't really see it too well. I'm gonna turn it around. Isn't it beautiful? This is my love. Again, the sleeves are really big on this, but the sleeves are meant to be big, so I'm not really focusing too much on that. So this is the sleeves, and then here's the front. I can't really see myself, so I'm trying to show you all the aspects. This is actually steeked. This is my first steeked garment. I've only been knitting for, I'd say probably about 10 years off and on. So I've been crocheting for a lot longer than that. I've been crocheting since I was about 7. So I've been, a little bit of history about me. That's kind of, I should have started with that, but you know, we live and we learn. But this is my first steeked garment ever. And it was actually a lot of fun. So if you're ever afraid of steeking garments, maybe I'll do a tutorial about steeking garments whenever I do another steeked garment, because I do have one of my works in progress is going to be steeked. So I might do a tutorial on that in the future. If you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments if you would be interested in seeing a tutorial about steeking. As if you know how to crochet, it's really, really easy. I didn't have a problem with it. It is really easy. Like you can see, this is my steek right here. Pulls together very nicely. And I just love the way that this looks. And now I'm going to transition and show you my works in progress. Actually, take that back. I have one more finished object for you. This is a gift. So if my best friend is watching this, don't watch. This is a Sophie shawl. It's actually the second one of these that I've knit. I knit this out of Line Brand Mandala. I'm not one of those people who's a yarn snob and likes to knit solely out of natural fibers. I will knit out of acrylic every now and then. I'm actually crocheting something out of acrylic right now, which I'll get to. I'm actually knitting something out of acrylic as well. But this is beautiful. I love the ombre effect that it goes from tip to tip like this. I used 2 different cakes for this, and I just started the cake somewhere around like this area and just wove in my tails. I used magic knot and just wove it in all the way to the end. So now I'm going to transition and I'm going to show you some of my works in progress. I guess this will be a test to see how good at transitions I am. This is my first time editing a video. So, works in progress. I have many. I am not what you would call a monogamous knitter by any stretch of the imagination. So, first work in progress. This is in pieces. This is my Friendly Neighbor cardigan. It's out of a book. If I can get a picture, I'll put a picture of the book right here. But here's the front panel. It's almost done. It's so close to being done. Front panel. Back panel. It's beautiful. I'm knitting this out loops and threads impeccable. It's kind of a mess. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of a mess, if you haven't figured that out yet. So this channel is gonna be super messy. I'll upload when I can. You might not see a whole lot of progress on a whole lot of things, but you know, I just wanted to do this because I love knitting. I love to talk about knitting, and I thought this would be a good outlet for me, for my mental health, and just to kind of put my ideas out there for people. But knitting these sleeves 2 at a time, flat, it's a nightmare. I know. You don't have to tell me, it's a nightmare. But it's coming along. These are size 4.5mm needles on my Mindful needles that I have. I have several sets of interchangeable needles. Most of them are gifts, but you know, that's beside the point. So there's that one. This one is a newish whip. that I started recently that I've made pretty decent progress on. It's going to be a cropped. It's the Baron Duen Slip Over by Fox and Folk. I'm going to turn it around so you can actually see the right side. Isn't that beautiful? Let me get this closer so you can see the cable detail. I've got some of it on hold right now because I split for a V-neck, and you can see like this I-cord detail in the middle. And then there's I-cord edging, as you can see. Like you can see this I-cord. I don't know if it's focusing on me or the I-cord edging. But this is knit on, what size needles are these? 4mm needles. Fun fact about me, I never get gauge, ever, in the history of ever. I'm a very loose knitter. So what I do, and I may do a video on this, is I do gauge math. And I figure out what size to knit based on my gauge math. So I will literally take my gauge and I will do I use a calculator. There's a specific website that I use to calculate my gauge, and I will get on there and I will calculate my gauge and I will subtract whatever the numbers are from, or multiply, whatever the math is. I don't really know how it works, from the gauge and the pattern, and it generates what size I need. Because I know what bust circumference I am, my full bust circumference. So it'll generate, like, I'm a 51-inch bust, and then it'll tell me like what size I need to knit in order to create a 51-inch bust. And then I will add or subtract whatever ease that I need to do for that pattern. So this, I think I'm knitting a size 8 in this, I want to say. I can't remember. I think I'm knitting a size large in the Friendly Neighborhood cardigan. I can't remember the other sizes and the other things that I've knit. The finished objects, I can't remember, honestly. It's been so long since I've knit them. But there's the Baron Duen Slip Over. It's a beautiful pattern. Now this is going to be my pride and joy once it's finished. Now this is a very old pattern, and I'm in the middle of a row, so shows how chaotic I am. This is my Hito Fude by Hiroko Fukatsu. You can't really see the lace very well. It's beautiful, isn't it? This is a provisional cast on right here. So this is, the Hito Fude means one brush stroke in Japanese. So you knit this with one strand of yarn. You don't break it at any point. You literally knit it with one strand, and then you fold the sleeves over at one point. You pick up from the provisional cast on and you knit down from there. So I have to repeat this lace motif 16 times. I've done it 5 times already, and I literally have a stitch marker between every single 12 stitch repeat so I don't get messed up. Because let me tell you, I was having a very hard time with the lace motif. This is knit out of who would have thunk, Hobby Lobby, their hand-dyed merino. This is a discontinued color, Lavendaria, and I have 3 skeins of this. And if I run out, I've got some random fingering weight wool that I'm going to use to finish it off, and it's a dark gray. So I'm going to use it on the bottom. And I'm knitting this on my Licca needles and a 3.5mm needle. And like I said, I never get gauge, so do with that what you will. If you want to knit this pattern, the links are going to be in the description below. Hito Fude is a beautiful cardigan. I've always wanted to knit it, so, and I follow the Yarniacs. I'm going to link their podcast down below. I love them so much. So if you're watching, hello, I love you. So they have knit the Hito Fude before, and ever since I've learned about that cardigan, I have loved it. So I really wanted to knit that, so that's my goal, is to knit that this year. Another thing that I am working on, this is a crochet pattern actually, is, if I can get all my yarn together, and I can't remember the name of the designer. It's the White Shell Tank. There's some green attached to that. And the reason why there's green attached to it is because I'm going to be doing some stitching on it. This is a crochet tank top. It's going to be a little crop situation. The armholes are kind of deep on this, so I'm gonna add some crocheting like around the edges. It's just a moss stitch. It's kind of like a moss stitch, but you single crochet, then you chain one, and then you crochet, single crochet back into the single crochet from the row before. So it makes this very interesting, kind of stretchy texture. And I'm knitting this out of, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby. I don't normally shop at Hobby Lobby, but Michaels didn't have the cotton that I normally, that I was looking for. And Hobby Lobby, unfortunately, is one of the only options that I have in my area. My local yarn store, one of the local yarn stores, has closed due to an unfortunate accident that she had. So Hobby Lobby is one of my only options. That's what that is. And then what I'm gonna be stitching on this is, I love the band Ghost. If you're familiar with the band Ghost, I'm gonna be knitting a crucifix, an upside down crucifix, blasphemous, I know, onto this cardigan, onto this tank top. So there's that. Like I said, I have a lot of whips. And then I have the selfie shawls, and there are two of them. Two selfie shawls. Because I can't figure out what to do with this yarn, so I'm gonna make selfie shawls out of both of them. We have this one out of this Noro Kakagori. It's in the very beginning stages. This is something that this is just TV knitting for me, just in case I get bored with whatever I'm working on. Just TV knitting for me. And then I've got some other Malabrigo Rios. There's a flower that my daughter gave me. Got some Malabrigo Rios. It's a little bit farther along. I'm using a slightly bigger needles on this one, so it's a little bit more open gauge, but I still think it looks good. I just love the I-cord edge on the Sophie shawl. I just love it. I have never ever knit a petite knit pattern besides a Sophie shawl. I know, shocker. I'm one of the only YouTubers out here that has not knit a petite knit pattern besides the Sophie shawl. Sue me. But the Sophie shawl, great pattern. Love it. What else we got here in my bag of tricks? Now, I know that I said that I don't knit petite knit patterns normally, but I do knit popular patterns occasionally. So I have a ranunculus. This is actually my second attempt at a ranunculus. Oh no, ranunculus. Oh my god, you're following with the trends. Well, I needed something to knit with this yarn, and I had the pattern, and I've tried to knit with the Malabrigo Rios. That's what this yarn was originally used for. But it wasn't fitting right. It just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. So I just gave up on it, and I ripped it all out because it just was baggy and it was heavy, and I just didn't like it. I wanted something light and airy and lacy and a short sleeve top. That's what I wanted. So I had this Barocco Vento that's a discontinued yarn. And I was gonna make a love note out of it, and the love note just wasn't working out for me. The stitch count wasn't coming out right. I wasn't liking the pattern. So I am making a ranunculus out of it. And it's coming out pretty nicely so far, if I do say so myself. It's coming out the way that I want it. I haven't tried it on yet. But I just started my second ball of yarn. But I just started the raglan increases. I think it's coming along quite nicely, if you ask me. There's that. And I'm knitting this on the recommended needle size. I actually got gauge this time. 5.5mm needles. And I won these needles actually from the Charm City Unicorns. Go and watch their channel. They are hysterical. I love them so much. I'm going to link their channel down below. And then we have, pull that out. We have my Lakes Pullover by Rosetta. I love Rosetta. And this is a travesty. I had to rip this out and start over. So this is my travesty, and it's in the middle of a short row because I'm a chaotic person. But here it is. I had to rip it out because it was too big. And I realized this probably for the best, but it's coming along. This has been out of Barocco Ultra Alpaca. I've wound up most of it into balls. But it is going to be beautiful when it's done. I'm looking forward to getting it done. Maybe I'll work on it some this weekend. It's a 4mm needle on my Lick of Needles. And then, I promise we're getting close to the end. I'm a big fan of Stephen West, but I don't really need a whole lot of his patterns. But my favorite pattern collection of his is the Dustland patterns. Those are some of my favorites because it's not too I love Stephen West, but sometimes his patterns are just wah. They're very bright, they're not me. I'm a very, like, reserved person. I don't really do a whole lot of bright colors or anything like that. I mean, from this next knit that you're gonna see, you're gonna think that I'm crazy because I did pick some bright colors for this next knit. But I don't do a whole lot of clashing patterns or anything like that. And that, again, when you see the next knit, you're gonna think I'm crazy. But I do like the Dustland pattern, and I'm knitting the Dustland shawl, the crescent shawl. And this is the right side. Here is this. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if you can really see that well. Look at all that beautiful texture. I just love this so much. This is made of Cascade Marrakesh, merino cashmere. It's beautiful. This yarn is to die for. I wish that you could go through the screen and touch this yarn. It is amazing. It is beautiful. I only have this much left of this ball. I'm working on getting another ball. I have plenty to make the shawl, all that fun stuff. I have like this little crochet dress, but I don't think I'm gonna I think I'm gonna unravel. I think I'm gonna frog it. It's just this little dress that I was making for my daughter. It's not really, I only have this much yarn left, so I'm probably just gonna frog it. We'll see. It turned out kind of cute, but I'm not really feeling it. Back in the box you go. Now this last knit, actually no, I have more. Never mind, I lied. There's more. Ugh. This next knit is the one you're gonna think I'm absolutely crazy. Saying that I don't like bright colors. Well, you're gonna be like, what the actual heck? Reese, what the actual heck? This is my Nordic mix. She is beautiful, she is perfect. She is my love, she is my treasure. If I can get it untangled. I have drop stitches. No, I don't. No, I don't. We're good. Look, the camera does not do this justice. Look at how beautiful this is. And then bada bing. It's kind of rolled because there's no ribbing on this, which I love. I hate ribbing. That's a secret about me. I hate ribbing. Hate it. My ribbing always looks really, really bad. I hate it. Don't like it. It's not my friend. I always do twisted ribbing. Fun fact, I do twisted ribbing on everything. Because it looks neater, honestly. Bada bing. Look how beautiful that looks. My color work actually looks decent on this. I just love the way this section looks. It's just so satisfying. Bada bing. Isn't it beautiful? Now this is also made out of Let Lopi. I love Let Lopi. Let Lopi is supreme for color work. Any non-superwash wool you want to use for your color work, trust Reese. Trust me. Trust me. Color work is my favorite thing to do. But ironically, this is only, well, I've got one other color work project on my needles right now. But I don't have very many color work projects like going at the moment. But I do have that one. And then we have some more non-superwash wool, but in a different version, a little cowl. This is the Fungus Among Us cowl. It's gonna have mushrooms on it. It's gonna be the cutest thing ever. If I can get this straightened out. It's not really much right now. I know it doesn't look like much, but you can see my twisted ribbing. Beautiful. My little ducky stitch marker that I got from my local yarn store that sadly had to close. So sad. So sad. I do have another local yarn store that I go to quite frequently, and that's where I got the Marrakesh. That's where I got the Cascade Cantata that I made. I didn't tell you, the Baron slipover made a Cascade Cantata, the hand painted variety. I didn't tell you that, so forgive me, or don't. But this is made out of Fietta Lopi, which is a brand new line from Eastek Lopi, or Eastek, the company Eastek. Eastek has Plotolopi, which I have several plates of Plotolopi that I'm still working on trying to find something to do with. Fietta Lopi, Alfasa Lopi, which is their heavier weight, and then Let Lopi. They have all kinds. That's all the Lopi yarns that you can buy from Eastek. Fietta Lopi is a DK weight yarn. Let Lopi is a worsted weight. I believe that Plotolopi is a sport weight yarn, if I'm not mistaken, but you can like double strand it and make it more of a worsted weight yarn and make it a little bit more, give it a little bit more strength. Plotolopi is one of my favorite yarns to work with, but it is very difficult to work with, so you have to know how to split splice it to put it back together because it does break very easily. But it's so lightweight and it's so bouncy, and it's just chef's kiss. And there's one other product in there, but I think I'm gonna frog it. It's some mittens. It's the Megan mittens. I'll show it to you anyway. I'll show you the one that I bought done. It's beautiful, isn't it? But I just can't bring myself to finish the second one. I've had so much trouble finishing the second one. So much trouble. You have no idea. It's this braid down here, this Latvian braid. It's caused me so much trouble, so much anguish. But I just don't know if I want to finish it or not. But yeah, those are all my whips. I do try to keep track of them in a progress notebook, but I'm not really good about keeping up with them. I'm not good at putting them on my Ravelry, so if you look me up on Ravelry, it's not gonna be pretty. I don't really post a whole lot of things on there, and I'm not gonna put my real name on here, so I won't be linking my Ravelry. Sorry about that, but I will link all the patterns down below so that you can see them. Yeah, but I'll try to post as often as I can. Oh, I forgot to show you guys my other thing. Where did I put that? Oh, now this thing has kept my attention, my ADHD behind, has kept my attention since Thursday. Now, you have to like Monty Python Holy Grail to be able to appreciate this. It's a crochet pattern. Let me make sure it's the right side. This is Monty Python. It's the Holy Grail blanket pattern. This is 20 hours of work right here, people. I can't get it to. Here's this part. I wish I could wish you could read it. It's beautiful, isn't it? So that's the last of my whips. But that has kept my attention since like Thursday. So I'm gonna edit this video and hope that you guys actually like watching this. If you do, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, or not. I don't really care. This is more for me anyway, and for the people that I'm close to that actually want to see content from me. But yeah, I have a few people that were excited to hear that I was gonna make content. But yeah, if you want to do those YouTube-y things, go right ahead. Comment what kind of videos you want me to make and what you want me to talk about. If you want me to talk about certain things, you want to do like a knit with me video, crochet with me, because I'm working on a crochet blanket right now. Fun fact about that blanket is back loop only, single crochet, modified single crochet, 262 stitches across, 289 rows. It is a quest for sure. But yeah, thank you guys for being here today. I hope you guys have a great day.